So we got 4 rules. We're going to look at examples in a second. Rule number 1, the proper noun rule. If the adjective clause comes right before a proper noun, do I need commas?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. All right. Second rule, the important rule. If the information is super important to the meaning of the sentence or to identify the noun that is modifying, do I need commas or no commas?
No.
No commas, man. It's the important rule, okay? And then extra information rule. If the information is just more details about something I can already identify, commas or no commas?
No commas.
Turkey, come here a minute. I got to make you remember this. All right, come up here a minute. Come here. Can you bring your bag with you? Put your bag on your shoulder. All right. What do you got? Zip it up. Come on. Here we go. All right. I want you guys to pretend for a minute that these are knives. Okay? All right. They're commas. They're like commas. Okay. Now, this is like a knife. Okay. So here's turkey. All right, consider turkey like a sentence, okay? All right, consider this bag an adjective clause. Now, if I take my knife and I very carefully just cut this sucker off, there's no blood, is there? Nobody gets hurt. Turkey's still turkey.
Yeah.
All right, so I can use commas or knives with this adjective clause. It's just extra baggage.
Yeah.
Just extra information, man. But he's still okay. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this represents, I can use a knife to remove it, take it, and he's not bleeding. So that's okay. It's extra baggage, extra information. I use a knife. Knife is okay. Now.
Teacher, I'm bleeding. I need a pen.
Hold on. We're not done yet. Put your arm out, please. Put your arm out. Okay. Now, these represent an adjective. Just put one arm out. Okay. Here's the independent clause. Okay. Here's our adjective clause. Now, would it be okay for me to take this knife, this comma,
No.
and remove
No.
the? He's going to be an invalid, right?
Yeah.
He is no longer the handsome, complete turkey if I remove his arm.
But he's
Because it's important to him. Is your arm important to you?
Yeah.
Would you like me to use this knife on your arm?
If you want to.
You're supposed to say no! All right, sit down. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So do not attack the sentence with knives or commas if it's important to the meaning of the sentence. We don't want any blood.
If it is not important, you can.
If it's just extra, like a bag, then you can go ahead and cut it off.
Oh, man.
All right, and it doesn't change you. It doesn't hurt you.
Let's take an example.
Are you with me? And then the last rule, rule number 4, the that rule. Can I put a that relative pronoun inside commas?
No.
Never. Don't ever do it. It's just not good. It's impossible. All right, so now let's look at the book. Where's my book? Oh,
Teacher.
look. Yeah.
Number 3. It's up to me. I can put comma or no, or I have to put comma.
Yeah, if it's just extra information, okay, and it's just adding some more detail to the, just commas. Yeah. All right. Let's take a look at A. Francisco, will you read A and B?
The professor who teaches chemistry 101 is an excellent lecturer.
Yeah, are there commas or no commas? No commas. Which one of these rules is it kind of following here?
Important information.
Hey man, if you just say the professor, let's say he teaches here, and this is like a university. If I just say, hey, the professor is an excellent lecturer. Do you have any idea who I'm talking about? No. You got to give me more important information. No commas. Read B.
Professor Wilson, who teaches chemistry 101, is an excellent lecturer.
Ooh, which rule is this following?
Proper noun.
2.
Soon as they give you his name, okay,
yeah.
I know I need commas. Yeah.
Identify it.
Yeah, I don't need to identify. It's just extra, man. If I know his name, I can identify him easily, right? It's just extra information. So really, it's a combination of these two. But really, it just as soon as you see a proper name, just put commas.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Well, when you put the name, so you put comma before the adjective clause and
At the end of the adjective clause. Correct. Sometimes you'll only see one comma when the adjective clause is describing an object and it's on the very end. But yeah, if it's in the middle of the independent clause, then you got to put commas on both sides. Yep. All right. C. Han, read C.
Hawaii, which cousin of eight,
Which consists
of 8 principal islands, is a favorite vacation spot.
Yeah. Which rule?
One.
Ding 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 ding. Hawaii is the name of a specific island.
Yeah.
All right. Read D.
Mrs. Smith, who is a research teacher.
Retired.
Retired teacher. Does volunteer work at a
Which one?
hospital.
Number one.
Also this person.
Yeah. All right. E. Let's read E. Will you read E, Ahmed?
The man who I met teach chemistry.
Yeah, I don't even know why they put this in here. It's just a review of that rule. When you have a subject in the adjective clause, okay, you can use all 4 options
So,
with the relative. That's all they're telling you.
teacher was
Now notice comma or no comma?
No comma.
Yeah, so which one of these is it following? Yeah, it's,
2.
yeah, I don't know who the heck you're talking about. So it's important to give you that extra information, right? All right.
Sorry, is it that true or important?
It's, hold on a second. It's important to the meaning or to identify the man, right? Listen, another way to check it, remove the adjective clause.
Yeah.
The man teaches chemistry. Do I have any idea who teaches chemistry if I say that?
Yeah.
There's about, what, 1 billion men on Earth? Yeah. So,
What about,
yeah, I need to know something else to identify him.
specific?
Yeah.
He's
So-
disgusting.
Could be. The disgusting man. The man. So anyway, listen, it's this rule right here. It's important. It's the important rule. I need the information, no commas, to identify the man. All right. Read F. Who's reading F? Ahmed, finish. Read F.
Mr. Lee, whom I met yesterday, teaches chemistry.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Yeah, it's number 1 again. Now here's what they're trying to teach you. They're trying to teach you that rule using this. You could not stick Mr. Lee that I met yesterday teaches chemistry. That you're breaking grammar. Okay, and here's the reason why. Does anyone know why? That rule? Okay, so first of all, it's following this rule which requires commas. That rule says you can't stick that inside of commas.
Yeah.
So that's it.
You remove the commas and put that.
Well, you can't because you have a proper noun.
So
Right?
you can say
So this is a
Mr. Lee
powerful
like
rule. It requires commas because of this rule, and it requires you not to use that because of the commas. You see
Well,
what I'm
I
saying?
can use it. If there is no commas, I can say,
Yeah.
okay, Mr. Lee that I met yesterday teaches chemistry.
If you changed it to the man, that's like E, right? That's E. You just did E. Now you can use that. Yeah.
So if there's commas, I can.
Don't ever do it. Yeah.
But when you use that, I don't put
Don't ever put commas with that.
But what about who?
You can, yeah. Notice the rule right here, and I would highlight this. It says, Han, why don't you read it? You have such a beautiful voice. When commas,
When commas are necessary, the pronoun that may not.
okay, hold on. I want you to say the pronoun that may, and then I want you to yell the word right after may so that we never forget it. Okay? Can you do that, Han?
The pronoun that may not be.
Oh, may what?
That
May.
may not be.
No, say it. Yell that word. May.
May not.
Louder.
May not.
Louder.
May not
Be used.
be used.
What can be used?
Only
Only who, whom, which, whose, where, and when may be used.
Yes. Are you okay? Yes.
Can you give an example for the
And the fourth.
Sure. So for extra information, we're going to look at G and H, okay? Actually, the extra information, well, we're going to do a whole bunch of exercises in a second, and we're going to have to decide. But let's look right here, okay? And you're about to find out how commas, sometimes you have to make a decision, okay? When you add commas, it makes, notice over here, let's read them. G and H. I'm going to read G, and then I'm going to read H. And then you tell me if I'm talking about some of the children or all the children, okay? Let me read G. The children who wanted to play soccer ran to an open field as soon as we arrived at the park.
All the children.
Is that all the children or just a few of them? Some of them.
Where are you?
I'm reading G right here.
Few.
Now, here's a way to check it. Remember, we said if there are commas, you should be able to remove it and still keep the same meaning. So let's remove it. The children ran to an open field as soon as we arrived at the park. If I read it that way, is that all or some?
Oh.
So you've just captured the true meaning of the sentence. If I use commas in that sentence, it means all the children went to the park and played soccer. So think commas means all. No commas means some of. Look at the second one. We took some children on a picnic. The children who wanted to play soccer ran to an open field as soon as we arrived at the park. The others played a different game. So in that situation, no commas. Some of the children stayed back, and some of them went and played soccer. That's really important. In your writing, you can have a huge effect with commas or no commas.
So teacher, it depends on me. So if I'm going to write, if I want to say all of them, I just put comma.
Put the commas in.
If I don't,
And then tell what they did, right? Like
yeah,
what all of them did.
Yeah.
With commas for all of the people.
And
But if you want to be exclusive
yeah,
to just some of them, no commas. Yeah, pretty cool.
Also.
Yeah.
Also, when I like without comma, meaning may or I'm not sure. Like go to the without comma, like may, I'm not sure. Like that.
Give me an example.
Simple example.
Yeah. So again, to test it, whenever you're trying to decide, right? If there's commas, if you're trying to capture the true meaning of the sentence, remove the adjective clause if it has commas, and see what it means without the commas. And you'll find it means all of whatever it is. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
If you leave the commas, it's being exclusive to some of the individuals or whoever it is doing something. We're going to look at lots of examples right now. Let's go see if you have a true understanding. Yes.
G and H, they not follow the important rule.
So, here's what makes adjective clauses tricky.
Or extra information.
It's following the rule that you choose. In other words, there are certain sentences that you create, right? It's not a proper noun, so neither of those, it's just children, right?
Yeah.
So, depending on what you're trying to convey, or what you're how exclusive or inclusive, right? Who you want to include in the activity or exclude from the activity, that's what commas do to the sentence. So, the point here is, when you use commas, right? It's like saying all or everybody did something or was involved in something. When you don't use a comma, you exclude the comma, really you're being more focused or exclusive to some of. So you decide when this rule isn't in play, okay? you may have to make a decision whether or not the information is important or not. So really the big question is, how do I know if the information is important or not? That's what I call the takeaway. Remove the adjective, if you want to test it, okay? To decide, should I put a comma here or not, which we're gonna need to use it in a minute. Try removing the adjective clause, okay? And if it is a really, if it completely changes the idea of the sentence to something bizarre or illogical, then you know that it was important. Put his arm back on, okay? And don't use commas. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Let's try it with some real examples. And I think once you see some sentences, it'll make more sense. Shall we? Let's try it. All right, turn the page. All right, E. Let's practice. And Francisco, read the directions.
Circle yes if the adjective clause requires commas and add them in the appropriate places. Circle no if the adjective clause does not require commas.
There you go. So you need to read the sentences and decide, comma or no comma. If it needs a comma, circle yes and put the commas in.
Only that.
Yep. If it doesn't need commas, circle no.
Okay.
They did the first two for you, so you guys did 3 through 11.
3.
Let everybody do it first. And we'll take a minute.
What about the cities and countries?
Those are proper nouns. Rule number 1. Proper noun rule.
What I mean, if they write country, not this, the name of the country, just write country.
That is not a proper noun. Yep.
Is it correct, yes or no?
Yes, it needs commas and then put them in, or no, it doesn't.